So the question is, what drives our actions? Unless we have an awareness, remember we talk about the systemic thinking, going to the root of the problem. Unless we are aware of what drives our actions, that we behave in this way, what possibility do we have to come to a new place that allows us to operate from a different way, allowing us to get access to different outcomes. So what drives my actions? There is stimulus that comes in, and what I know is I have a reaction, a response. What lies between this stimulus and this outcome and action is usually something I'm oblivious to, I'm not aware. All I know is something happens and then I act. Now what lies between this space is the space where we can intervene. As soon as we get some stimulus, what happens is some inner conversation begins to happen in our head. Something that we are familiar with as thinking, as thoughts, before we act. Now there are different kinds of thoughts in our head. There are thoughts which come from a space of fear, which are directed towards our survival, which come from a place of fear of loss. And these are the voices of fear, the voices of judgment. This is about the ego, the persona that we have. The persona wants to keep itself safe, and the voices in our head are direct towards its safety. And then there are these other voices that come from a place of love and trust, from a place of wisdom, from a place of growth calling out to us. And we are always in between these two voices. When there's an opportunity for growth, when a problem arises, there's a part of me which says, just solve it and move on. Don't go out of your comfort zone. You may lose what you have. And then there's another side of me which says, come on, you can't just keep on doing the same thing again. Where is the growth if you do this? And the voice of persona says, no, but what if I lose? And there's this voice of wisdom that says, it's okay, you failed before, you learn, and there's no failure. So there are always these two voices. And the question is, which one do we choose? Remember, from day one, right from the introduction lesson, we've been talking about choice. The first step, when we have some stimulus and we are about to act, from this place of being able to see, to listen to the voices within, to recognize what's my inner voice saying to me now, and what's a choice that I need to make. And both of these voices have a value. We need to stay safe and learn to tread going into a place of not knowing slowly, with some discomfort, but not entering the panic zones, balancing the growth and safety, being practical about our solutions, listening to the voices within. And we'll bring some more color into the inner voices, inner conversations in our next video. And see you then.